so fresh, looking so fresh. When I walk by, breaking their necks. Waiting in line at the team store. Now I'm feeling fly like a condor. Eyes on me when I walk through the door. Man, I wish I bought a couple more. Cause I really love my city. It was worth every penny. If it were at my show, then I know they gon' tip me. Think I might add a couple patches. If you think it's ugly, you capping. Now my whole outfit matching. Never going out of fashion.
Wow. How the heck that ended. The Padres, they are going to the postseason. They win game 1 of this series against the Dodgers 4-2. It looked like things were not going to be going well there. It was predictable. Robert Suarez just kept throwing pitches down the middle of the plate. He couldn't locate the changeup for a strike. It was sinker. It was fastball down the middle. Hits were being allowed. And, I mean, let's be honest, that last grounder, it's not like that ball wasn't hit hard. I mean, that ball pretty squared up. But a triple play, Manny fields it, gets it over to second, gets it over to first where Solano gets it, and the Padres, they win it that way to put themselves into the postseason. I already thought that this Padres team, they're going to make the postseason. So it's not really for me that they made the postseason. Like, that's awesome. But the way that they did it, and I don't want this to be overlooked. They're 2 games back of the Dodgers for the division, right? Like, going into this series, we wanted, to clinch the postseason tonight. Yes. But the big talking point was about the division, and the Padres are right there. They are 2 freaking games back in the division. So your reaction, obviously, if you want to join the show, click that link pinned up at the top of the chat. I will get to the comments, obviously, but what a wild night that was. The D-backs got freaking crushed by the Giants. So the Padres, they're going to get the first wild card spot if they don't win the division. But again, that is not clear that they're getting the first wild card. What is clear is that they could get the National League West if they continue to win games, and they're continuing to win games through adversity. Whether it's Suarez or it was Michael King not having the best command, he was still able to find a way to put together a good start. His last 12 innings against the Dodgers, he has allowed 0 earned runs. Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman combined for 1 hit tonight. That's postseason type stuff, right? I said in my series preview about maybe they get tight. I don't know if they got tight. Profar made a couple of amazing catches, but they did not come through. Bottom line, results-based business, 1 hit. And it was the first pitch that Michael King threw to Shohei. Other than that, nothing. So, great job from him. I know he's going to say, I didn't do a great job because I should have been better. But, I mean, kind of like the postseason, if you can get 5 shutout innings from your starting pitcher and you hand it off to this bullpen, you're going to take it. Now, with Robert Suarez, obviously that is a big topic of discussion. But the rest of the guys, I have confidence that there's not one guy realistically that would be pitching in a postseason scenario like this, right? After a starter goes 5 innings. There's not one guy where, other than Suarez right now, really, where I'm like, oh no, holy cow, this guy's in the game. Uh-oh. Buckle up. Mike Shildt, props to him tonight with his bullpen usage, bringing in Tanner Scott, because usually it's been Jason Adam pitching that 7th, and then it's Tanner Scott, and then it's Robert Suarez. But this time, he went based on the matchup. Thank you for doing that, Shildt. Based on the matchup. He saw where the Shohei lane was. When was Shohei coming up to the plate? Let's go with Tanner Scott in that situation. We'll worry about if Shohei gets up later in the game again. Let's get him here. And he went with Tanner Scott, and Tanner Scott made Shohei look ridiculous. I know that was a heater, but Tom Cosgrove made Shohei look ridiculous. That was making Shohei look ridiculous again. Man, what a freaking night that was. Jason Adam in the 8th inning, going an inning, not giving up any runs. Jeremiah Estrada, Adrian Morejon coming in after Michael King. They don't give up any runs. These are the guys that Mike Shildt trusts the most, right? Managing like a playoff game. That's what was happening here tonight. Now, obviously, we'll see if his approach changes with Robert Suarez at all, but Morejon, Estrada, Scott, Adam, and Suarez, those are his guys that he is going to trust. And if Michael King's not starting a postseason game, then Michael King gets thrown into that as well. But those are the guys. I mean, Wandy Peralta was warming up for Robert Suarez to replace him, and I was like, oh my goodness, Wandy? Not like I don't have not like I don't have any confidence in him. I don't really have anything to say about him right now because he hasn't pitched in almost 2 weeks. So that would have just been, all right, just pray. Hopefully he's good. He's a vet. Okay, we'll see. Obviously, it didn't get there, and thank goodness. But they got the win, right? Results-based business. They got the win. That's what matters. They are in the postseason. And again, as I've said, this is not a team I don't think any team wants to face in the postseason. There are teams that will make the postseason that we could point to and be like, wouldn't be the worst. Wouldn't be the worst. The Padres, other teams do not want to play the Padres. You do not want to play a team that has this offense, that has these starters. Like every starter in the rotation can go 5, 6, 7 innings and quality start you, give up no runs even, strike out a bunch of guys. You got the defense that they play. You've got the bullpen depth that they have with the guys coming out after a starter. You don't get a break there. And then you've got the home crowd, the Petco Park crowd that you're going to have to face because the Padres are going to get home field advantage in that wild card round if they get the first wild card. If they win the division, they're going to get the home field. So either way, it's still a good situation. Like I said the other day, I want the division. Go get it. But just because you don't win the division does not mean that the season's lost and you're not going to go far. I mean, the history is favorable towards the wild card teams. So, man, crazy. And I'm sure the Padres are celebrating in the clubhouse. I'm not watching that right now. So I wonder, are they like fully celebrating? Is it, hey, let's spray each other with champagne, but we're not going to be drinking because we still got business. Like Schultz said post-game to Scan, the business ain't done yet, you know? So I wonder how they're going to celebrate this. You know, last year or a couple years ago, they made the postseason. Remember, we knew what the spot was going to be with them. They weren't fighting for the division. So you could go all out, you know? I think it was the last game of that White Sox series. The Giants series, it was like, whatever. Okay. This year, it's different. But man, I am so proud of this Padres team. Making the postseason, it's a big step. Yeah, their job's not finished. You want the division, but just think about where this team was at, right? The most disappointing season in franchise history last year. Peter Seidler passes away, and it's a year we're never going to get back. And that guy did everything he could to bring a championship to San Diego. And it freaking sucks that they weren't even able to make it. They weren't able to make it to the World Series for him. And he tried his hardest. He was willing to spend the money that no other owner was willing to do in this franchise's history, you know? Best owner that we could ever ask for. So he didn't deserve that team from last year. He deserves the team from this year. The team with fight. The team that doesn't give up. The team that wants to win for San Diego. The team that is about the team. There's no I in team with this year's team. That's the team he deserves. He deserves Mike Schilt as the manager. AJ Preller, hats off to him with all the moves that he has made this year. Whether it's making the tough decision of, got to trade Juan Soto. Does he want to trade the caliber of talent of Juan Soto? No, but did it. got the selfish guys out of there, and bring in veterans that were hungry, bring in guys that maybe weren't in the best situation, and bring them in like Dylan Cease, like Luis Ariz, who just want to win. They want to be a part of a winner. And then you have the smaller additions as well. You have the heart of the team. Guys like Jackson Merrill come up. Props to the development of him and to Jackson, obviously. Jurickson Profar, $1 million and then a little over $2 million, including the incentives. And he is starting in the All-Star game in left field, and he's one of the best players on this Padres team. Obviously, the big guys, we know about them. But whether it's Jeremiah Estrada or Adrian Morejon, sticking with him, acquiring Martin Perez at the deadline, and look how he's turned out. David Peralta, Kyle Higashioka, bringing in Elias Diaz late, making the tough decision of sending Campy down. Man, I could go on. Solano, Peralta, Matt Waldron, sticking with him and what has happened there. I mean, I'll give credit, obviously, to Ruben Niebla and the players, obviously. But there's just and I know I'm forgetting guys, but there's just so many guys that aren't like these huge names that aren't going to be talked about on MLB Network and all that have come in and helped this team win baseball games. Whether it's early in the year where Jake was super hot and obviously had a great game tonight with a big homer that gave the Padres the lead, and then doubling, and then, first inning, before all that, making that clutch play. Higgy throws to him. He backpicks Mookie. Let's remember that. So many key players, little name guys, veteran guys that were on minor league deals, and they end up, David Peralta hitting like 300 while Tatis was out. I mean, just a lot of heart. It's a real team. Tyler Wade, I don't want to forget about him. So many guys, whether they're here for a week or not, like it seems like they all have had a positive impact on this team. So, yeah, this right here is the team that Peter Seidler deserves. And so I know that he is up there smiling, and he obviously knows like the job's not done. This is not the finish line here, obviously, but man, it feels good to be back in the postseason and not have last year turn into multiple years of crap, but to turn it around and this year to turn it into like the best scenario it can be right now, right? Considering the circumstances going into the year. So I'm ecstatic. This is awesome. Thank you to everyone that has contributed to this regular season so far. And again, they're not done yet. But getting back to this game, Michael King, great job at limiting the damage. There was that bases loaded situation that he got out of, limited the Dodgers 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Padres, they kept the Dodgers having 7 guys left on base in this game. Ariz and Tatis combined to go 0 for 8. But guess what? Profar, he came through, scored a run tonight. Manny had a double. Merrill had a hit, which he scored, I believe, on the Crony homer. Let's not forget about that. Made a good catch. He is obviously comfortable in center field now. He looks really good in center field. And then Crony, what a freaking game he had, huh? I don't want to be the I told you so guy, but if there's been a believer in Jake Cronenworth, I feel like it's been me. I'm sure there's others out there, but I'm not saying this is a guy that, should go back to hitting third in the lineup after tonight, but this is someone that you do not freaking give up on. You just don't do it. He is someone that can come up in a big situation and do the job, especially when he's facing the Dodgers. There's a switch that he probably won't say this, but because he wants that switch to be on every game, but like there's a switch in the production when he's going up against the Dodgers. It's just that competitor, man. And he's found the home back at second base. His homer tonight, that was such a great feeling when I saw that go out. And then he comes through again with the gapper and the heads up plays that he's made. I'm happy for it. And I'm not going to be surprised, as I've said earlier in the season, I'm not going to be surprised if he ends up coming up with a big clutch hit in the postseason. Kind of be like Trent Grisham in 2022, how, some were down on him. A lot of people were down on him. And then he comes up with some of the biggest hits that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives, at least until the Padres win a World Series. We're always going to remember that 2022 run and Grish against the Mets with his homers, and the homer in Game 3 of the DS against the Dodgers, where I'm sure a lot of you were at Petco Park celebrating that moment. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It can happen. So happy for Jake. Really happy for him. Yeah, this bullpen, just Suarez, obviously, yes. Like, should he be taken out of the closer role? If this guy can't locate a changeup and all he has is a fastball, then you could still pitch him, but you might want to find the lane where he's facing, the bottom of the order. You don't put him up against the top of the order. I know tonight he was against the bottom of the order, by the way, and he almost blew it thanks to that triple play, or else who knows if this game's still going on right now. But the fastball down the middle, or sinker, whatever it is, it's not good enough. That's not fooling hitters. This isn't 2005. This isn't when Aroldis Chapman was like the only guy throwing gas like that. These guys see that every day now. Have to locate. And if he can't, the Padres, they keep giving him these chances. If they keep giving him the chances in the Arizona series, let's say they lock up the first wild card if they don't win the division, and you're just trying to get guys' confidence back, you have Suarez pitch. If he doesn't find it there, like, why should we want him pitching in the ninth inning when everything's going to be on the line? Earlier in the year, yeah, of course I would say, yeah, I'm giving Robert Suarez the ball, but we got to go with the guys that are going to help this team right now. And Robert Suarez, when he comes into the game, I feel like the other team gets excited when he comes into the game. Is the other team excited when Tanner Scott's out there? No. Jason Adam? No. But with Robert Suarez, I think they at least have confidence that, like, hey, we know what's coming, and you're going to get a pitch to hit. It's going to be down the middle. You're going to get at least one and take advantage of it. And big leaguers are going to take advantage of that. So I'm not going to totally give up on him, but it's got to change. It's got to be fast. If it doesn't, well, then I think the 100, 101 can still be effective in a situation. But if I'm Mike Schill, I can't be like, yeah, let's use all of our other high leverage guys and then have Robert Suarez the only guy out there for the ninth inning. And if he blows it, then we have to bring in someone else that we don't consider one of our high leverage guys. If you have like Jeremiah Estrada waiting or Adrian Morejon waiting after Suarez, and you give Suarez 3 batters, okay, and you have like a 3-run lead or something, that could be a little bit different. But if Suarez is the last guy and you're just leaving him there, that could end up being a big problem come postseason time. Because tonight, he could not throw that changeup for a strike. It just kept being down in the zone. And guess what? These batters, they saw the changeup and they were like, I'm not swinging at that. We're just going to let that go. You got to prove to us that you could throw that for a strike. And he couldn't do it. They see the changeup and they're like, next pitch, it's not going to be a changeup. He's not going to throw that back to back or 3 times in a row. So it's predictable. So, and it's September 24th. How much time, how many bullpens do you really want Robert Suarez throwing at the same time? Because you want to save the arm, because you want him to still have the velocity when he can go out there at 10 o'clock at night, right? Like, so yeah, that's obviously a big worry. But hey, overall, I want this night to be a night of celebration. The Padres, they clinched a postseason spot. And I don't want to say more importantly, because what matters the most is they make the postseason. But just as important in the moment right now, they're only 2 games back of this division. Let's not forget about that. Let's not just settle for the wild card right now. If they get that, that's fine. But the division is right there. They can go get that. Holy cow. My triple play tweet is going off. Within 5 minutes, I saw that over 300 people had retweeted it already. That's just nuts. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the play. To end the game on a triple play to clinch a postseason spot at Dodger Stadium when your closer seems like is crapping his pants. That's I was stunned watching that. I could not believe that just happened when I saw that. I'll tell you what was actually going through my head. I saw Marty Caswell's tweet that said OMG. And I was like, no freaking way. He gave up because I looked at the score bug, and the Padres, they had a 2-run lead? Yeah, it was a 4-2 lead, obviously, at the time. And there were 2 guys on base. So I was like, no freaking way. He gave up a 3-run bomb to lose the game. Like, seriously? And then I saw the triple play, and I'm like, no way that happened. So I was not expecting something good to be happening when I saw the Marty tweet. She didn't say what happened. She just said OMG. And so based on what was happening, I was thinking about the worst of maybe what was going to happen. Alfredo Harpaloo retweeted my post. That's awesome. I was just stunned seeing that. And then the celebration is awesome. You know, the Schilt Manny hug, that one got me. Because, of course, down the line, Schilt, he's hugging guys and he's happy, right? But there's just certain guys that it just, that relationship you have with them, it's different. And just the look that Schilt had in his eyes to Manny. And it's like, we did it. We made it to the postseason. You didn't do it, right? You don't have your ultimate goal, but like, this was big. And Mike Schilt, again, his 4th consecutive season, taking a team he manages in the big leagues to the playoffs. He took the Cardinals teams, gets fired, and then comes to the Padres as an advisor for a couple years. First year with the Padres as the manager, and he's at 91 wins now, which passes the 2010 Padres that had 90 wins. And let me check this real quick. This is the best Padres regular season team already since the 1998 Padres. Holy cow. Wow. All right, I'm going to let Carter on the show here because I'm going to tweet that out, and then I want to hear some fans' thoughts. If you want to come on the show, click that link pinned up at the top of the chat. What's up, Carter? How's it going, dude?
Ben, we freaking did it. I mean, obviously, job's not done, obviously, but dude, I am so pumped. My goodness, I'm watching the post-game show right now, and it's absolutely insane.
So are they like celebrating hard? What is it? What does it look like right now?
Yeah, I would say kinda. I mean, I just saw Tatis chug a beer, so.
Okay.
But
hey,
I
they
think
can celebrate, but like, I just don't want it to be too hard. They got a job to do.
Right. I can show you if you want me to. I have my TV on.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Oh, so it looks like it's a nightclub in there.
Yeah.
It's a small clubhouse.
And Mud is being hilarious. Like, he's
I remember 2022. his moment with Crony, that was awesome.
But man, dude, I'm so mad because it's literally 12 a.m. where I'm at right now, and when we turn that double play, I can't scream that loud because my family's asleep and I don't want to wake them up because they're like, "What are you celebrating that so much?" But man, dude, especially winning this game at Dodger Stadium, like you just said,
Yeah.
is crazy. Like
Dodger
amazing.
fans, it was packed, and then they're leaving, in like the 7th, 8th inning, which, I mean, they're probably just leaving to sit in a bunch of traffic anyway. So I don't really understand that, but I guess they have work in the morning. Don't want to see the Padres clinch on their home. Like, if the Dodgers clinched on our home field, I wouldn't want to see that either, but I'd probably sit there through it, seeing them there to just like, I'm not playing, but like to use that as motivation and then remember that when the Padres do it, and just because, man, we hate that team, so much, and so it's great that they did it in LA.
And I cannot wait to watch Fernando in the postseason again. That's gonna be awesome to see.
First time in front of fans too.
That's gonna be awesome. And the shirts that they're wearing right now look kind of mid, but it just says October Ready and has like our logo on it. But
I think 2022 was October Rise or something like that.
yeah, I think you're right. I think it was October Rise. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah. So after this show, I'm gonna have to go and watch all these interviews and all that. But yeah, it's this is a wild night. It was a really wild ending. Obviously, that's crazy.
Dude, I'm not gonna.
I assume this was the first triple play to clinch a playoff spot in MLB history.
Insane. Dude, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm gonna be so pumped.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks for joining. I appreciate it, dude.
For having me.
Yep, have a good one. Man, so coming up, sorry, my voice still isn't tremendous from the coughs that I've had. But coming up, because again, the job's not finished. This is not it. Tomorrow night, game 2, Padres 2 games back of the Dodgers for the division. Dylan Cease on the mound for the Pods, Jack Flaherty for the Dodgers. I assume Dylan Cease isn't going to be chugging beers tonight in this celebration. He's got some work to do tomorrow. And then Thursday, it'll be Joe Musgrove versus Walker Buehler. These are 2 spicy pitching matchups in the final 2 games of this series. All right, quick break, and then I'm going to get to the chat. Check out Gaglione Bros' famous cheesesteaks and garlic fries on Friars Road. You can visit their website, gaglionebros.com, for their entire menu and enjoy their cheesesteaks and fries at Petco Park and Snapdragon Stadium as well. A reminder of some of the other partners of the show, Breaking Tea. They've got Padres and Aztec shirts and sweatshirts. Check them out. Link in the description. They'll probably have some new Padres shirts coming out tomorrow or the day after, and they'll let me know about that, and I'll let you guys know. So stay tuned for that. Underdog, you will get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. You can claim a special pick when you use code Talking Friars and you click that link in the description. It's the same code, by the way, for SeatGeek, $20 off your first order there. Going through the chat, let's see. October Ready, LFGSD. What a triple play. Oh, my goodness. I think that was a lot of our thoughts when that happened. Like, holy, you know what? That just happened. Because there was literally nothing that was hinting that maybe that could happen. Everything was going in the wrong direction. No outs. Suarez wasn't getting guys out. Leaving pitches over the middle of the plate. Couldn't locate the changeup for a strike and couldn't fool guys. And it was just like Wandy's warming up in the pen when he hasn't pitched in 2 weeks. And there's a reason why. So, I mean, holy cow. Matthew says, first triple play I've seen. I'm so pumped. I think that's the first triple play I've seen. If I have from the Padres, it's been a while. Someone says here, first triple play since 2010. Okay, yeah, well, then it has been a long time, over a decade. Are we going to have any home games? Yes, we will have home games. It'll be the division series, or we will be hosting the wild card series. JR says, coming from a Dodgers fan, this team has been the best Padres team I've ever seen. I don't think you're lying there. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best Padres team I've seen. I obviously wasn't alive for 98 or 84. And 22, I mean, I guess we got to see what they do in the postseason, right? I mean, that was a talented team in 22. But this team, I mean, they're already at 91 regular season wins. We'll see how high they get. It's the best regular season team since 98. So we'll see. Yeah, I know, Jared. I'm missing the post game. I'll go back and watch it after I'm done here. I just wanted to go be live like right after and give my immediate reaction. Joe Dreams, what's up, my man? Hopefully people like the new intro, by the way. Check his stuff out. The City Connect song. We changed that intro. I mean, talk about committed. Joe Dreams is committed after Padres games out on that bridge. Go check him out. Some say Ohtani's still standing in the box with all his gear on. Dude is almost frozen with that strike three against Tanner Scott. Holy cow. Rex says, praise to AJ Preller. They cut payroll and made it to the playoffs without the overrated Juan Sodo. Yep. I'm not, well, hold on. Sorry. I'm not saying Soto's overrated. I'm not going to go that far. But I'm just saying, yep, to AJ Preller, deserves praise. They cut payroll, made it to the playoffs. They didn't just make it to the playoffs, by the way. They're going to be the first wild card or win the NL West. Over 90 wins with no Josh Hader, Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, Nick Martinez, Juan Soto. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Letting the manager go to your division rival. Okay, they're fully celebrating, is what Jared says here. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I'm the, like get off my lawn type person. Maybe it's because I'm not the biggest like celebration person in terms of popping bottles and drinking and all that. That's just not who I am. Look, it's a long baseball season, so if this is how they want to celebrate, go ahead. There's no day. It's not like it's a day game tomorrow, so they do have time. And this team is built up enough trust for me that they're not going to go overboard, and they're going to get down to business tomorrow. Like they'll be fine when it comes down to it tomorrow. I hope so. If they lose tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to be saying, well, they partied too hard. It'll probably be because they made some mistakes and the Dodgers made less. Dodgers are a pretty darn good team too over there. They're trying to. I just, again, I feel like it's just me, the personality that I have, that I'm just not that type of person. I would prefer that they didn't go all out tonight and they waited for that. It's not the same though. I kind of feel stupid saying that. Them wait, like don't do a big celebration, have a drink, whatever, but get back to business. Then once they can't win the division and they know they're in the playoffs, then you go full out and celebrate. That's what I would prefer, but it's been a long season. It's a 7-10 game tomorrow. There'll be time to recover. and hopefully they'll be good. I'm not super worried about it. Continuing to go through the chat here. That triple play got me so excited that I gave myself a headache. Oh, that sucks. Enrique says AJ stays another year. Yeah, I think that's pretty safe to say he's staying. Yeah. There's been some big AJ haters for sure. And I was of the mindset, like, if they miss the postseason, okay, gotta go. Even if they don't do much in the postseason, I mean, that's not going to be on AJ, right? If they don't do anything in the postseason, that's going to be on AJ when they win over 90 plus games in the regular season. He can't make any other moves right now. He's done a great job considering the circumstances coming off of last year. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. This dude knows what he's doing. And he's better. I mean, let's be honest. He's probably better when he has constraints on him. And he can't just do whatever. So if that's the case again next year, I mean, we could be in for another great regular season next year. I see someone else wants to join the show here. Too Tall Sailor. I don't know if you want to go by an actual name or that's what I'll just bring you on. What's up? How's it going?
Not much, man. Hey, I was gonna say thank you for doing the show after every game and everything. I listen every day. Usually,
Thank
it's
you. I
after.
appreciate it.
One thing I'm gonna say is, man, this team, it's different than the 2022 team that made it for a run in the NLCS. I don't know if you fully agree with that, but the bullpen just doing their work with the Dodgers today. Michael King, rough couple of innings starting off, but able to finally get into a rhythm, set the Padres up. But more importantly, Jake Cronenworth having a day with that 2-run home run and securing that postseason spot.
Yeah.
So,
That conversation, it's like I feel like a lot of it is going to be determined by what they do in the postseason, but the regular season, yeah, there's no doubt. And you bring up the bullpen depth, like for me, this year's team, yeah, it overtakes 2022 Padres because they had Hader, Suarez, and then Luis Garcia, Nick Martinez. Here, where would Nick Martinez slot into this Padres bullpen? He'd be like where Jeremiah Estrada is, maybe. Like that's how good this bullpen is. And then the talent around it, having Jackson Merrill, big upgrade. Jerks and Profar in left field, that's not too bad. Having Tatis, remember, didn't have Tatis in 22. So yeah, there's definitely a case. I would take Mike Schill over Bob Melvin. So there's definitely a case for sure.
and one last thing before I just got a question is, do you think, I know Ha-Seong Kim, he's been out for a little bit now. Do you think the Padres are going to try to put him back in short or try to keep Xander Bogaerts there during October? Like, what would you think?
I don't think Kim's coming back. I saw the latest update, I think, was he could come back in October based on if they advance to a certain point. It didn't give like a specific round or anything like that. I think Kevin Acee wrote about it. But yeah, I'm not even thinking about Ha-Seong Kim. I think they love the lineup. I think they love Solano at first. They've got to be loving Jake at second base and how he's doing. Now Bogaerts threw that ball to the moon in like the first inning. So he hasn't been the best at shortstop, but I hope that he's just getting more comfortable by the day back there at shortstop. And if he costs us, he costs us. But I love where this lineup is at, to be honest. And that's a guy that won a World Series in 2018 as a huge piece at shortstop. And I still would like to think he's still in his prime here for at least this year, maybe next year. And you just live and die with the guy you gave $280 million to be able to play shortstop with Manny at third and Crony at second. Those two guys in between them, you just got to hope that he does his job, and the rest of the defense I don't have an issue with.
Yep. Yeah, no, thank you so much for letting me come on. Hopefully you have a great rest of your night. And let's go Padres.
Let's go Padres. No, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Have a great one. Okay, so they're missing the Nando interview. I saw the comment about Sodo. Someone mentioned Sodo in the chat. What are the Yankees? Did the Yankees win the division today? I don't think they did. So the Padres are at 91 wins. The Yankees are at 92, and they're the team that acquired Juan Soto. Just think about that. Who has won the Juan Soto deal so far? It's the San Diego Padres. There's no doubt about it. It is the San Diego Padres right now. If the Yankees go win the World Series, okay, then yeah, they win it because they won the World Series, and that's why they acquired Juan Soto. Even if they don't extend him or give him a new contract until the Padres win a World Series with Michael King and yeah, Yankees win. But for now, regular season wise, I know the Yankees have one more win, but the Padres have won this deal. They acquired Drew Thorpe, helps them get Dylan Cease, and we know what he's been. They get Michael King, Brito Vasquez. We'll see. Higgy is the starting catcher for this postseason team. Yankees fans, you go see them on social media. They want Michael King back. They want Higgy. It's yeah. Another masterclass based on the circumstances by AJ Preller. I mean, you go look at the Soto deal with Nationals. What the heck happened with CJ Abrams? Hoping everything is well personally with him. Yeah, James Wood looks like legit. But as I said before, you go for Juan Soto in that situation. You go for it. You try. They made it to the NLCS. And look with some of the pieces that they got back when they flipped Soto eventually there to the Yankees. And look what's happened. So for me right now, I'm just super pumped. It's a great night. It was a memorable ending, an ending we're never going to forget. I was just stunned at how that freaking happened. Like, holy cow. Yeah, that's what I've got. I'm going to go watch some of this celebration, maybe put some stuff out, and I'll see y'all later. Great night. Padres, going to the postseason, baby.